Hello everyone! Wow, back. This is the seventh war these two are battling out, are waging. This is the seventh war. Can you believe it, guys? So much, so many wars. I think it's 4-2 in favor of Dr. 1000 IQ. So let's see if Joe can come back. He's coming on strongly, Joe. He's 2440 rated, while Dr. 1000 IQ is 2346. If you go back a month ago, it was Joe who was 2300 and Dr. 1000 IQ was at 2400. So a bit of a rating change, we can say. Now, what about this position? Let's see here. 6 pawns against 6 pawns. Very weird. Dutch, as usual. Joe, the upholder of the Dutch. I would say black is doing okay. Can we play bishop d6? Remove the attack. Protect. He goes bishop c5. That has clear aggressive intentions. So of course it's kind of discouraging this e4 move, which would attack here. Okay, the knights are traded. Not really supporting that decision. Yeah, black is under... white is under severe pressure here, I think. So black, I think, is doing rather well, I would say. Yeah, I'm quite liking this for Le Black. Oh, does this... I guess he's meeting this with queen check. That's the point. But maybe we have e4. But then maybe knight takes and the queen attacks. Okay, he does this. He doesn't care. I guess... Okay, that doesn't really work. I don't know. It's rather interesting. How is he going to follow up now? Knight takes f2. You have to calculate so many things. Knight takes h2 is actually rather interesting. Huh. Knight takes h2 I think is good. Because if king takes, look at this move. We play bishop c8 check. Beautiful move. Yeah, 128 to 112 score. Exactly. That's a huge score. They've played a lot. He does play knight takes h2. I'm proud to have spotted a tactical idea for once in my life. So many things to consider. Knight takes h2 is rather good, especially because this check is coming at some point. Maybe takes and then check. But takes, maybe king takes. Rather complicated. Now the position won't stay as it is. I want to see what white can play. Can white get away with something as crazy as this? And just tell black you don't have enough pieces? That's quite interesting. He might be taking, huh? Okay, they're both really low on time, so this is going to be a very nervous game. He thinks so. He thinks you don't have enough. Huh. I might be inclined to believe so, actually, because how are we following up with this attack? Joe taking... Ooh, too much time. 15 seconds. I'm not sure this is going to go well for him. Takes, and he's going to take f3. Okay, offering a queen trade. Can we play maybe queen h3? But then knight takes f1, no. Takes? You had to take there. Now this is just lost. Yeah, very... Ooh, mouse slip. Yeah, a very nervous start by Joe. I mean, it was nervous for both sides, not... Like, the position is nerve-wracking, rather. Not really a nervous start. Ooh, they're going to be discussing this line again, huh? Yeah, they've discussed this previously with this... this line, yes. This is apparently, this line is included in a course on Chessable. And it has been played before by Grandmasters. Now, my impression is that white is slightly better. And I checked the engine after... I think this happened in the last war, yeah? Yeah, it did. Which was about a month ago, if I recall correctly. So, I checked the engine, and the engine says white has a very slight advantage. But it's very easy to misplay, obviously. And I think here... I want to say white misplayed it ever so slightly. I don't really see Like, I don't really see the pawn doing much, right? Okay, c3 is basically forced now. Whereupon you have to contend with these knight b3 ideas somehow, if the knight can get access to that square. So let's see. Okay, Joe's thinking king f2. He's meeting bishop takes b2 with what? Rook b1. And then what? Is this enough? Curious. There is, of course, knight d5 check at any moment. This could be a possibility. So let's see how this goes. Dr. 1000 IQ spends a tempo to stop knight d5. Okay, now d7 is being attacked very heavily. I guess rook d8 simply. Or does that run into perhaps this? Yeah, maybe it did. And then you'd force f6, which would block in the bishop, which is not something we want. Now c3, I think, is a very important move, maybe followed by these ideas. Then again, this knight protects d6, so I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, c3, I mean, b2 is actually hanging. I mean, I don't really see a tactic, because there is also, you can follow up with knight c3, actually. So b2 is a rather large pawn. Like, if bishop takes b2, and the rook moves to any square, c4 he plays. Yeah, okay, or c4, c3 or c4. Because if the move moves to any square, you have knight c3, threatening this rook with check. So that's an important consideration. Yeah, here I don't really quite like white's position anymore. I think black has reasonably consolidated. Score is 1-0, yes, in favor of Dr. 1000 IQ. Actually, it should be 0-1 more like, because Joe is the higher rated player. Okay, so rook a4. We can go for this, no? Knight takes a5. Yeah, I think so. Knight takes a. No, this would be hanging. Yeah, that doesn't work. Okay, so what are we doing? I mean, what is white doing? White has a pretty knight on b6, right? It looks pretty, but what is it actually doing? That's a big issue I have with white's position. I mean, it looks pretty, but it's kind of not really doing much. Okay, now the pawns are rolling though, so I'm maybe starting to give this position a second thought. Perhaps. Yeah, this fork, you can't get out of it. So, yes, he's winning a piece. And after he wins a piece, it becomes a rook up, right? Whoa. That's huge. Okay, I'm not really sure what bishop h6 check does. I'm not going to help. Back in the 2400s, yeah, I'm not sure you should be congratulating me. I belong there. He wants b4, b5, that's the plan, yes. It has been done. Did I say rook, by the way? I meant exchange. Yeah, he's up the exchange now. Okay, so 6, also a pawn actually, okay. Yeah, so white is technically winning, of course. Let's see if there will be adventures. Joe is spending too much time. c5 works. d5. I imagine pressure now with rook here, and you can win very simply. I guess you have to contend with bishop f8 or not. He's going to play maybe bishop f8 at some point. Now this pawn seems dangerous, but you can always corral it and win it simply. So knight here, maybe going for this. Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah, this is bad for black. Very simply winning. Yep. Okay, we're going to have a tied match. I wish I belonged in the 2500s. You could say that. Okay, he's winning a pawn. I would honestly, okay, this is more accurate probably. I would have sacrificed I mean sacrificed here. Right? No, I don't know. Wow, he's spending so much time. Okay, he needs to pick up the pace. He might get flagged. No. Joe doesn't really get flagged, especially in these positions. Dr. 1000 IQ can fly though, sometimes. Ooh! I just ate my words. I just ate my words. I know Dr. 1000 IQ can quicken the pace a lot, like he surprises you. You're not expecting the speed, but then he just starts going, and Joe should have known that. Wow, that's a big hit for Joe, I think. That's a monstrous hit. I can't believe it. Okay, Joe needs to recover now, or else I feel the match will be slipping out of the way. That's a nice nickname, Beiluf. Let's make it more common, huh? DM. Yeah, that's rather crazy. Joe is okay, coming back. No, I just he shouldn't, like Joe. I mean, he has that time pressure issue a bit, but like he shouldn't be in that situation. Like one thing, Magnus. This is a very topical line, by the way. Wasting a tempo d3 than d4. This is a very topical line. I've seen it discussed by the likes of Peter Lecco, which shows you that this line is okay for both sides. Yeah, anyway, I mean, Magnus Carlsen, when he was playing the candidates back in 2013, he said, Aronian as well, they don't like going into time pressure because it becomes unpredictable what can happen, no matter how strong you are. So just try to avoid time pressure, like, especially in that position, there was no need for that. Just avoid it, and it's an easy one. I kind of feel bad because he really showed some nice ideas with the pawn pushes on the queen side, especially. So I really liked that. That idea was I was a bit slow to acknowledge the importance of that idea, but Joe found it and he did very well there. So a bit unfortunate. Anyway, this position, so we have this very nice center and the knight in the center, g5, hyper aggressive. But I mean, this kind of aggression is warranted. Of course, you need to make sure that this knight f4, because you're missing the dark squared bishop over here, which can not go here and take the knight. So you need to be careful. Now, there is this tactical point which would fork these two. And Dr. 1000 IQ misses it. Yeah, Dr. 1000 IQ has been in a bit of a funk recently. He's in rather poor form, actually. Okay, I think... actually, knight e5 introduces some cute ideas, because if knight e2, perhaps knight takes c6 becomes a possibility, but no, then it simply takes. Yeah, that doesn't really work. So now we can't take, because taking here, I think, would have been met by taking here. And black is still probably better, but you lose the advantage. Okay, Beiluf, okay. Nice. We can use that for Dr. 1000 IQ. Okay, now white has very real control over c5, and if c6 drops somehow, I mean, yeah, black's pawn structure is really terrible, I think. These holes, they're huge. He has gaping holes. So, yeah, I think he needs to be careful about the conversion here. Doesn't seem to be so easy, huh? Stuff like h4, h5, h5, h4 is rather slow, I imagine. It's possible, of course, but I imagine very slow. Especially because the knight, the rook will be coming... where to exactly, I don't know, this rook. It's doing a good job here. But the knight, the queen, the bishop can at any point come here, for example. So yeah, white's pawns are under pressure now, especially this one. Honestly, at some point you're enticed to sacrifice as such, but that's not really a good idea. That's a good one. Not sure I should repeat it on stream, but that's a good one. Okay. Joe again, hitting the tank hard. Well, he does go for h5, h4. I guess, however slow this plan is, there really aren't many other plans in this position, huh? Difficult to come up with something. And when you counterattack on the king side, at least if all of these pawns are gone, you don't really care. You can just try to checkmate white. But yeah, checkmating white will take a few years, I think, while white's counterplay is very quick. Much quick. So I don't know. I think takes followed by queen takes. That's a very, very tough idea to meet. He does not play it. Now rook h6. Interesting. I would have imagined maybe even rook b6 was a possibility. Because now, ooh. Okay. He's defending c7. Okay, nothing immediate. And white needs... like, white's attack is not coming though. I mean, this, you check here, I move. Thank you very much. No attack. Nothing happening. Yeah, I would actually venture to say that maybe white is winning because of this pawn, simply. Push him, baby, that's right. Yasser Serawan's famous quip. Yeah, the bishop is just hovering. F1, G2. Moving back and forth. Interesting. Curious. Oh, 2 pawns on the 6th rank, they can't be stopped. Yeah, this looks like 3-0. 2 queens, ouch. Yikes. Wow, quick mate as well. Okay, this match is getting out of hand. Actually, in the 3 games, I thought Joe was outplaying Dr. 1000 IQ, but Dr. 1000 IQ is one heck of a resourceful player, huh? And Dr. 1000 IQ, he's bleeding Joe's rating dry. I know why he wanted to do the match. Joe is very courteous to accept. Because Dr. 1000 IQ is usually a 2400 rated player, right? So he's trying to make use of Joe's rating to win some rating himself. The word is farming. Oh, they're repeating the same line exactly. Let's see who deviates first. Yeah, but I mean, Joe is up for the challenge because... Ah, wait. Previously the knight took, right? Yeah, I think so. So Dr. 1000 IQ deviates. And Joe keeps going with the same plan, which I'm not sure is as strong now. We'll have to see. Yeah, anyway, Joe is up for the challenge because he doesn't think Dr. 1000 IQ can farm him, obviously. And having seen the games, I mean, Joe seems to be playing much better. But somehow he's losing. A variety of factors. Like the last game, it was very difficult to convert that. So you have to be in supreme form to convert that as black and blitz, because black is clearly better, but white has the easier ideas, the easier plans. It's annoying. And this game, I mean, the second game, he got flagged for no good reason. First game also, he had a very nice attack, but he spent so much time considering that knight takes h2 stuff, which I wasn't sure was even necessary, but okay, he did it. And yeah, that took too much time. Okay, so now in this position, he's taking a whole load of time as well. What in the world? All of this time to play knight takes d7. It does require some degree of calculation, but I don't know. Hashem is saying it's called luck. Yeah, you can call it that. But it's just luck, right? When you're very resourceful and your opponent cracks down under pressure, that's called skill as well. Yeah, no, Doctor on Thursday Q is clearly resourceful. That's one of his best characteristics, I think. He might not be a machine in the opening. What? Oh, there's this check. He's a machine in tactics, though. See here, there's this check. This would usually skewer the two bishops, but there's this check. It's funny, if it's equal valued pieces, is it skewer or a fork? Philosophical chess questions. He does do it anyway, and goes out of his way to get his king mated. What's unfortunate about this position, you can't even play c4 intending to check here, because the bishop is protecting. Wow. Knight b6, what's the point? Ah, c4 is the point, alright. That's a good point. That's a winning point, huh? Yeah, that wins a piece. Interesting. Nice. Okay, Joe might be recovering. Doesn't seem to win a piece. Rook takes, there's knight takes c4, I thought. Or this. Okay, now c5? What? Oh, check, okay. We both missed that. Yeah. Okay, 4-0, what? This is an astounding score. Okay, that game, Doctor on Thursday Q played it really well. This line again against the Dutch, huh? Very interesting line. You delay this d4 and he goes d5. Take back cent. Seems like a mouse slip, huh? c4, yeah. So very interesting line once again. Again, Joe is getting the Stonewall Dutch characteristic. So it's basically a Stonewall Dutch with knight c6. Which like black has a nice space advantage. We can't forget about that. He goes king h8 to go out of the spin. Dr. 1000 Q has always been in favor of these queen b3 ideas against the Dutch, which I don't really feel are like that strong for white, but okay, to each his own. They do, you put tremendous amounts of pressure on d5, of course. I don't really like them because I feel the queen is a bit misplaced for other operations. Okay, it's just a matter of taste, to be honest. Yeah, now d5 is coming under heavy fire. I'm not sure g4 was really warranted. This seems rather weakening. I guess knight d7 now has to be played, or else I'm not really seeing what's this. Is this tactically working? What? c6? What's he playing after c6? No comprendo. I guess knight f4. But this should be good, no? Dr. Othaz like he was in the chat. I hope you're muting the stream, Dr. Othaz like you. Yeah, so here, why not bishop takes? Doesn't that win? Am I missing anything? This doesn't really do much. Actually, you can't even meet it with that. So knight takes is strange. e4. Why not knight f4? Yeah, I don't understand any of these moves. Strange. Just a piece up. Let's see if Joe will be able to convert this. I'm pretty darn sure he will. but you never know with the tilt. Joe is a very resourcefulness is one characteristic, one very important strength of Dr. 1000 IQ, and one for Joe is resilience. He's very psychologically resilient. Like, I don't think he tilts as much as others. So if he loses 5 games in a row, he can probably make it up with 5 others. That's a quality of champions, resilience. Like the Carlsons of the world. I'm saying that because I have a bit of resilience as well. I'm usually reasonably resilient. Unless I think about it too much, then I'm not. But usually I can stop myself from thinking about it too much. You think you'll say something better than what he is thinking? You're on the same level? That's a very one-dimensional way to look at it. I mean, he could miss ideas and I can miss ideas. Yes. So if he misses a big tactical problem with the position, I can immediately point it out, and he could do the same. So of course he shouldn't be listening to the stream. That doesn't say like at the same time, like, why would Joe not do that? Yeah, Beiluf. Hopefully he wasn't listening to the stream. And Hashim is arguing that it's okay for him to listen because we're at about the same level. But I take offense to saying we're on the same level. We're about the same level. It's an important difference. Okay. Yeah, Joe has been giving up pawns. He's been giving up time. I mean, this has not been very impressive conversion. He's trying to make something here work on g3. Yeah. Difficult to prevent. Okay, no, this prevents it. And actually blocks the rook. Confirmed stream sniper. Anyway, yeah. Okay, Joe spending... like, when it comes to these time scrambles, it's impossible to... Yeah, I mean, this was rather terrible. I mean, I was pretty sure Joe would convert this, but no, this was... He's way out of form. He was in brilliant form. Ooh! Dr. 1000 IQ, oh my god. Oh. Spoke too soon again. Like, you have 9 seconds against 4. Why are you pre-moving? And why are you not thinking of the only way he can pre-move trick you? Disc. Okay, let's see if this bishop takes b5 idea will be played this time. No. What? Oh, Joe switches it up. Okay. And usually Dr. 1000 IQ takes this guy. Usually. From what I remember. Here he took the knight. Ah, they're going for this line. No, this line actually favors white quite heavily from what I remember. Even though I felt that black was extremely quick. I remember looking at this with the engine. Correct me if I'm wrong, Beiluf. Maybe you can offer us some live analysis. As long as Dr. 1000 IQ isn't stream sniping again. Yeah, the stuff with bishop b6. Of course you can't take, because that would allow checkmatos. Very big race here. This is like the Sicilian dragon is aggressive, but this variation is hyper aggressive. Ah, he takes first. This seems a bit dangerous in view of actually here knight takes e4 might be an idea. Probably not. No, it doesn't really work here, but some similar ideas. Okay. Yeah, these pawns, actually, if these pawns fall, you usually don't care, but it looks dangerous. That was good. What was? No, again, I mean, if you watch someone rated 2200 and you're like 2400 comment on your games, he's going to see tactics you won't see. Not only because, actually, one significant factor is that he's commentating. He or she is commentating, so they have the ability to zone out of the game, which is a very important ability. That gives them the option to see much more. And great, I blew out my camera. Okay, so I have to restart the stream. Hey, maybe there will be quality options for Beiluf. So let me restart the stream. Yeah, so as I was continuing with my idea, so even like if you're someone rated very much lower than you, they can give you quite good ideas. Not only because of the commentator effect, but also simply because just by pure chance they can see tactics you don't see, just by pure chance. So anyway, that should put that discussion to rest. Knight d3 or not? Why not? Knight d3 followed by knight takes b2. Knight d3. Rook c2, knight takes b2. Seemed interesting. I don't know. Maybe not. Okay, queens are traded. This endgame is lost for white. He's down 2 pawns and down a minute on the clock. The pawns also are rather weak, so everything is bad. Knight d3, thank you very much. Game over. Yeah, Joe is uncharacteristically missing a lot of tactics. 5-1, that's a rather astounding score, to be honest. I'm honestly surprised. Okay. d6 this time, no more d5. He's not liking those positions. Wow, knight e5. Yeah, the pawn structure is rather weird. Good or bad, I don't know, but weird. Probably a bit bad for black, obviously, but this is nice. Oh, watch out though. Watch out, tricky. Don't play this, you have to take. If Joe misses this tactic, he'll be really out of form. He doesn't. He takes, okay. Doesn't want to trade queens immediately either. Okay, now you have to play bishop takes e6, right? Or is he considering queen e7? I think no. Yeah, this endgame should favor black. You're down the bishop pair, but this bishop is rather weak. Even if it comes here, it's not going to do much. You always have rook e8, rook he8 to prevent bishop e7. And this pawn can become a significant weakness. Okay, he's making use of tactics now. Bishop d3 fails. Rook takes, king takes, and then bishop f5 check picks up a clean rook. So yeah, he's should be rather winning actually. Now what's the point of this? I would think check, king here, rook here, bishop d3 after rook takes e5, but then maybe takes and we take here, and there are a lot of complications following this, so not sure. Yeah, Joe plays it safe, threatening now this big move, so bishop e2 prevents that, prepares development. Rook is kicked out from its active post. It's quite annoying on the lateral rank there. So Dr. on Thursday like you, Joe doing well. Stop that. We should switch to Dr. 1000 IQ's perspective a bit. Okay, wow, when you take a look at it from White's perspective, these pawns, they're really ugly, huh? Really ugly. Okay. Yeah, sometimes you miss obvious stuff. Outside commentary can help you. Yeah, exactly, Beiluf. Exactly. Dr. 1000 IQ taking the Joe Express to 2400. Yeah. Yeah, it was a clear farming attempt by him. Now, you'd expect Joe to lose rating points. Even if Joe won the match, I would have expected him to lose rating points. Because Dr. 1000 IQ was really underrated. 2340. That's a really low rating for him. But to be losing 5-1, I didn't expect that. To be honest, I felt Joe might be able to win today. Like, I thought, like, 60% chance he'd win, 40% chance he'd lose. Because historically, very recently, he's had problems with Dr. 1000 IQ. But I mean, he was in supreme form. He beat a GM twice in a row. That was crazy. A 2600 GM on leeches. But yeah, Dr. 1000 IQ, he keeps really annoying Joe. Being a nuisance. Bishop d4 is interesting. Not sure it's good, but... No, is that not a move? No, I think that's a good move, actually. Bishop d4. See, this is a case where I see something both of them they don't see. Unless I'm blundering as well. Yeah, this pawn structure is tragic, is the right word. The knight will just have a lot of fun now. The knight will be having a lot of fun. Can anyone confirm whether bishop d4 was good or not? I thought it was. Yeah, this is a common occurrence. Dr. 1000 IQ with 30 seconds, Joe with 20. And then when they get both of them, now both of them are on 20 seconds, now Joe will start thinking. Okay, maybe not here. He's determined, I think. He's determined. Okay, that's a drawing attempt, and Dr. 1000 IQ says no draw. c6 is an interesting move. Saddle white with weaknesses. Ooh, that's a big one. c7 is falling. Okay, that's a big one. Yeah, mate is threatened. Not really sure you're going to survive this. Yeah, unpreventable. Wow, 6-1. I'm speechless. We have to switch to Joe's perspective because Joe has to win 5 games in a row. If this can be done, this will be perhaps one of the most epic comebacks ever. So let's see. Huh, I told you he plays queen takes c4 usually, not b takes c6. Dr. 1000 IQ playing different different things. And Joe switching it up a bit as well. Okay, so let's see. I forgot what was the... Like, we took a look at that line with the immediate knight b5, but with knight takes c6, I forgot what was the verdict they were reaching in their previous wars. Not just the verdict, I forgot the concrete lines they were playing. I think this is a novel position though. b3, no, b3 is stupid. b3 just... Thank you. Because we have queen c6, even queen c8. Queen d3. Sevariously interesting. Anton Sevarius. If anyone knows what I'm referring to, I'll give you a cookie. Anton Sevarius. Yeah, so Joe in a must-win situation. Dr. 1000 IQ. For the first time in forever, he's spending time. And yeah, this is just a clean pawn for white. Clean pawn. Lots of counterplay for blitz, but it's a queen pawn. Yeah, it's a clean pawn that's probably going to queen. If Joe doesn't misplay this, he's just not been tactically sharp. He's just not been tactically sharp. C sharp. Lego. Knight c3. Lenago. Lenago. That means let's not go, right? Legos, let's go. Lenago. Sounds like some Creole language, right? If you guys have ever heard Creole languages, there are a lot. They're quite fun to hear and read. Ooh. Nastya. Nastya. Which happens to be a Russian name. Yeah, so having this against this, I mean, that's not adequate compensation for a pawn, but in this position it's nice to have. Like, I'm not sure Joe should have allowed this to happen. But I don't know, maybe king c2 is a bit too much as well of a defensive setup. So you'd have to kind of curl up in a ball with this king c2 stuff. So maybe we weren't too keen on that. You sound like a conspiracy theorist with all of the buffering. Ah, so there have not been any quality options, huh? Why so, though? Is it because of the video, or you're hearing specific words? I'm hearing some weird noises from the neighborhood. Okay, this might be something. Maybe. Like, we kind of give up on this pawn, but... I'm not sure. Yeah, Pat the Rook agrees with me. e5, knight e4. Yes, I like that. But it's not an easy structural move to do, because I mean, we don't like... Oh, f5. Yeah, that's crazy. I detest f5 with every fiber of my being. Okay, but black is active. But this rook is free. This rook is free to roam the lands. Free to roam the lands. But white is very passive, then again. Ah, counterplay. I think you can take, though. Go here. Yeah, let's hope... What's up, Adib? Adib 19. Knight e3, c4. You mean knight e3, knight c4. Yeah. That's what I wanted, yeah. Okay, again, time is an issue. Whoa. Rook d7. Okay, match is going on, guys. Match is going on. The match lives on. Beiluf, brutal comment. Okay, back to this line. The Joe, yeah, Joe was doing well in that position. Okay, Dr. 1000 IQ changes. Not really sure I like this. I don't really like this for white, this line. Actually, no, I don't really like it for black. Kind of confused myself there. Actually, I don't know who I like it for. Okay, the classical Lipnitsky attack with this, like... Okay, what I'm talking about. What am I talking about? So... Here, this kind of plan... Or even sometimes they play this immediately. These kind of gambits, I usually like them for white. But this way, probably black is okay. Actually, I remember a game. It was a must-win game in one of the Joe Dr. 1000 IQ wars. One of those wars. An old one. Should have still tried to flag. No, no way. He's flagging him. But yeah, Joe has been slow today, so I don't know. Maybe you're right, Beiluf. He should have played on down the rook. Anyway, so one of those matches, we had this position with this delayed Lipnitsky, let's call it, or something. No, not really accurate to call it a delayed Lipnitsky. I mean this structure, e4, f5, white taking here. Yeah, I think this has occurred before, if I'm remembering correctly. Not 100% sure though, maybe it's a very similar position though. But still, this position type. Yeah, here, black is losing a lot of pawns, but I think his attack, with all of these pieces, this should be decisive. How to proceed with the attack isn't entirely clear, and if you're losing this pawn, I start having some questions about the material we're sacrificing here. By some questions, I mean the material being sacrificed is becoming rather hefty. It's too big of a toll to give up such material. Rook e1. I would take a bit of time to make that decision. Maybe it's best to sacrifice the rook, because here, like, I don't know, white is white can be very dangerously like he could be under a lot of threats. I don't see the attack. I think it's coming. I think it's coming. Pat the rook with these ideas. I admit it's not really clear how it's going to take place, but just simply, I mean, the amount of pieces on the king side, that should be decisive, very simply. Just the amount, and this queen is, I don't know, just my intuition. We can confirm later. Especially now with f3, oh god, f3 is terrible, I imagine. Maybe this followed by something like this. No, I meant this followed by something like this. Yeah, that could be strong. Something has to give. E3 is E3 is stupid. You just take that. He does do that. Knight g6, that is. I don't like Joe's aggressive style. All of his attacks look and sound, says Beiluf. That's a bit too harsh. No, his aggressive style works perfectly for blitz, I think. Oh, you'd be surprised, Beiluf. You'd be surprised. We'll have to see anyway. Not enough tournaments. Beiluf is saying in classical his style will be more punished. Of course it will be more punished. That's clear. That's why my style is more punished in classical as well, but not to the extent you think of. Oh, that's game. GG. Yeah, Joe with the comeback. See, I told you, one of the strengths of Dr. 1000 IQ is resourcefulness. One of the strengths of Joe, resilience. Yeah, I was about to highlight that, but Joe snaps it quickly. Yeah, GG. Come again. Okay. He resigns. We have a match, guys. Still going on. Joe going strong. Let's try to check the attack. Speaking specifically about this game, I think the attack was sound in this game. I think the attack was sound here. His insistence on playing this line, I'm not so sure about. Like, here the attack is seemingly less sound. Yeah, this is very dangerous. If he's not, like, he could lose this very easily, so. Okay, but I like e5. Now he has access to c5. Ah, very nice. Very, very nice. Very nice. I love this. Anyway, Anjan came up with a verdict. Yeah. Yeah, guys, I told you guys. I told you, just intuition. My intuition. -2 this position. You don't see white's attack, but black's attack, but it's obviously -2. It's clear. I mean, too many pieces on the king side. Look at the graph. It's a rather dominant game. Yeah, this idea here, it's just losing. Anyway. So here, yeah, he's trying to develop his bishop desperately. But now this really quickens the attack. I think this is almost winning for white as well. Why did you delete it, Beiluf? E5 with an exclamation mark, says Pat Zeruk. Yeah, actually I can't get behind that, giving it an exclamation mark. It's rather cool. E5, yeah. Sure. Okay, Queen C7. The question is if you go forth with H4, H5. I mean, what else, right? Yeah, you have to. No real sense trying to think about something else. You have to go for the gutso. Now, an interesting move, a pawn sacrifice, would be this, trying to get white to sacrifice. Might be. Okay, he's trying to open up for his bishop. Don't really like this as much. I really liked knight d5 actually. I'm getting more fond of this move by the second. Oh, this seems lost. This seems lost, right? Yeah, you can't take back here. If you have to take back like this, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. This has to give somehow. Bishop h6 first or queen h2 first. Which one? Not sure. Queen h2, there's this. Bishop h6. Huh. Okay, how is this winning for white? Yeah, the queen on c7 blocking access to h2 is really annoying. Could it not be winning? That would be rather surprising. I don't really believe so. Actually, I'm growing more and more to believe so. Yeah, he's trying to remove the knight. Sure. Some crazy stuff with knight e6 check might be coming. Queen d4, I thought there was queen e5. I think so. If we go back a move, queen d4, queen e5, right? Yeah, maybe knight f6 also is possible. Now he can do it. Now he can do it. Check. But I'm not sure. All of these pawns. Ah. Bazinga. Nice. Wow. Yeah, Dr. 1000 IQ clearly did not see that. That's pretty sweet takes now. Well, Queen f4 check is available, so... He needs to take a practical decision here. Is he going to go for the draw? He might. He's going for the draw. Very, very, very good practical decision by Joe. I have to commend it. Yeah, he doesn't risk losing because that loses the match. So he's still in the match. He's still alive. He needs 3 wins in a row, which is achievable, to be honest, if he keeps up this good form. Okay, Dr. 1000 IQ keeps playing different lines against the Dutch, which is, I think, rather strange. Yeah, so low on time. Let's see if I really want to check this because I'm very curious about these games. They're such brilliant, aggressive, back and forth games that I'd really like to see more of exactly what's happening. Queen h6. Yeah, looks good for black, but Joe, this specific structure with all of this, I remember in the previous war they played, Joe was really misplaying those kinds of positions. Even though like here he'd get a really nice position on all of that. Yeah, it gives it an edge for white. Yeah, the engine wants to pick up the bishop. Okay, but Joe took a nice practical decision. Wow, I'm surprised. No real big edge here, huh? I can't believe this, actually. I'll take a look at it later, but... Yeah, you're saying he only wants to play the Dutch. Accomplishes a lot. Okay, this seems winning for black. White is just too slow, I feel. Don't really believe in what white is doing. Maybe bishop h3 even now. For the typical attacking move. He takes on f4. I think maybe even bishop h3 was possible. The last critical game, check the game afterwards. I don't get it. We're talking about this one. Wow, the engine wants to play g5. That's crazy. I can't believe this position is not winning for white. I'm... Yeah, here I was a bit convinced that it's not winning. It actually might be good for black because there is no clear avenues to enter. It's just unbelievable though a bit. e5 engine doesn't like either. Low depth, but still. I don't see the attack. You guys keep saying that. Stop saying that. I know that's annoying to some people, but I just really was wanted to see what was going on with that game. Knight takes e4, okay. Uno momento. What was happening after this? Was this not possible? I guess then This is met by this. Okay, this is cleaner. The knight moves, we pick up the piece. Yeah. Okay, okay, Beiluf. Point taken. What? Was this really necessary? I think rook takes f4 followed by h6 was also good. This way you're up a piece, of course. Hope no. Yeah, never mind. I was thinking of some tactic doesn't work. Knight h3. Yeah, the previous one. Yeah. I think I mentioned knight h3. Queen f3. Queen f3. No, doesn't. No. Okay, the point is. Yep. Joe missing all the tactics. You have to go back now. Oh no, that gets mated still. You have to play this. Knight h6. Or that's better. No. Why is this? No, what? Okay, the time is a big factor though. Let's see if Joe can speed up beyond measure and beyond repair. Nope. Wow, he collapsed. Okay. I think that's going to be a victory for Dr. 1000 IQ. Ooh, he's speeding up. He's really speeding up. Oh. Yeah, that check should have been expected. He should have pre-moved that. Followed by a check here. I think he would have flagged him. But no. Okay, 7.5, 3.5. That's absolutely bonkers. Not an expected score. Yeah, okay, at least rating wise, like Joe didn't drop below 2400 and Dr. 1000 IQ is not back at 2400. Dr. 1000 IQ says unexpected. Yeah, that's a huge score, man. That's crazy, actually. But hey, I hope you were muting the stream. Anyway, so this game. Yeah, it's very strange that white isn't winning. Was the previous line as well the other game with this line? Right? Was it this? No, like one of these, I think. Yeah, this I think I want to see as well. Let's see here. The board is flipped. Okay, here he's up a piece. Here the attack is less clear. Yeah. Knight g4 completely winning. See? I told you. But I thought after f4 black is winning as well, but maybe I'm overestimating this. Ah, that was a simple one. Huh. Oops. Whoopsie daisy. Yeah, if you have to play knight g8 to protect the bishop, that's terrible already. And here actually that was good all the way through. It's a piece. And then he started allowing things. Terrible. Okay, so that we'll take a look at one more game. New prep against the touch. You played like 50 new openings. The d3, d4 is a nice idea. Yeah, I've seen Leko mention it. He wasn't watching. Oh wow, look at that. That graph is hot as hot AF. Oh, that's a nice graph. Okay. Yeah, Joe should stop going for this line. See here, I don't like playing h4 against the dragon. You immediately want to take, because there are always tactics with diverting this queen and some of those ideas. So. Yeah, this is clearly lost, not enough. Okay, congratulations to Dr. 1000 IQ. Yeah, it's a nice line for black. Congratulations, and tough luck for nothing for white. Yes, exactly, Dr. 1000 IQ. And tough luck to Joe. So hope to see more matches between these guys, more wars. This is the 7th war. 7th. Crazy to think about. Yeah, very nice. Alright, I'll be ending the stream now. Take care, guys. Bye.